Hello, podcast listeners. This is your ghost of Christmas past, present, and future, a.k.a. the host of JJ Meets World, JJ Gordon. Sit back, relax. Tucker's got a delightful story about a gift that's going to make you really interested in going out and buying your 40-plus-year-old self a good gift. Also, we're going to get into the weeds a little bit about Arrested Development, so if you're a fan of that show, it's time for Loose Seal.
And by the way, if you'd like to help support our podcast, visit jjmeetsworld.com where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some killer swag at our merch shop, or click the link to Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review.
1, 2, 3, 4. JJ Gordon, sort of like that Indiana Jones, in that he's always sniffing out his next adventure. Yes, he is. He's always interviewing guests so he can have them on his show and they can talk about pop culture, arts, and leisure. JJ has his flag unfurled and he likes his french fries curled, and he's fun and then he twirls as he goes to meet the world. He will march into the rain even if his ankle sprained. Take a peek inside his brain. This podcast is called JJ Meets World.
JJ, I feel like a kid again.
Oh, do you?
I do. So,
Because you don't look like one.
I definitely don't look like one. I definitely look like
You look like a man who
young Santa,
who appreciates young, like early mornings.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
occasionally reads a newspaper.
I'm at that crossover between like I'm moving into young Santa from old Campbell Soup Kid.
Yeah,
you know, and so that's where I'm at right now. We had our Christmas party at work the other day.
Oh.
And part of the party, the company sprung for like a bunch of prizes and stuff, and we played a version of Let's Make a Deal. And I was the first one to go up, and so when I played, I ended up winning a $250 Amazon gift card.
Whoa!
Right? And they were like, now, do you want to trade that one in for this one? And I said, no, you know what? I've worked in casinos enough to know you quit when you're ahead. I got $250 of found money just right in my hand. I'm out. So, boom, I sit out the rest of the game. And
now, I should ask real quick before, and I don't mean to deter your story, but you will be reporting that to the U.S. government.
Well,
right?
Here, let me finish the story, and you'll find out why I don't need to do that.
Oh, okay.
So we go through, and one of my coworkers, she gets the last thing. And it is a brand new OLED Nintendo Switch, like in the box, hasn't been opened before. And I can see on her face right away, she's not interested. Like, this is just not her thing. She doesn't want it. So in that moment, I realized something, which was a thing like the Nintendo Switch, or even like a PS5 or PS4, any of these newfangled game systems, they look like a lot of fun to me. They look like really fun toys. But because of that, I never really felt like, hey, I should drop the $300 on buying a Switch, because I don't really know how much enjoyment I'm even going to get out of it. I might just play it for like a day and then whatever, it's gone. So I never really justified doing it. But in that moment, I thought, well, shit, that's a $300 device. I have $250 in Amazon bucks that she can use on whatever she wants. Maybe this is the day I get a Switch. Maybe I just make the trade. So I offered it to her, and she immediately said yes. She's like, absolutely. And we traded right there, and that was that. So she can report the $250 however she wants to do it.
You still have to report it. So,
you know, JJ, it's, you know, this is a conversation just between you and me right now,
just
right?
Between us.
It's just between us.
I just want to put it out there that, like, it's both money and goods that you get without free. And in an interesting fact, you actually should only have to report $250.
Sure.
She should have to report $300, because that was the value of the thing that the company gave her. Whether or not she swapped with someone else,
right,
besides the point. I'm just saying that as my new role as regional director of the Internal Revenue Service, Private Dick Division, I am telling you that right now I'm filling out a form. It's form 10W65, and I'm going to make sure that we keep you above board with the government, because you like roads, right? You like roads. You like roads.
You know, before we get into whether or not I like roads, JJ, I'd just like to say that I've never really taken the time to tell you this, but I think it's time.
Now's the moment
to do it. I really have appreciated how for the past 5 years, you've just invited me over to this dark closet, and we've been having these private conversations just one-on-one for the past about 5 years. And I like how we have just our little talks. That it's just you and me.
One-on-one, nobody else knows about it.
And I like that you have these microphones set up just to archive these memories for us, so that we don't forget the private memories that you and I make.
Well, as you know, that I have the same disease as the people do in the movie Memento, and so I am constantly forgetting things. Yeah,
Memento. Yeah, that the Italian film about someone who just can't stop running. They just keep
momentum.
They just keep getting faster and faster.
I thought it was because every other moment he forgot.
So I've got a new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, which by the way, you posted about it on social media, and I didn't want to say anything because haters gotta hate, and there are people who would like jump on the things that I'm going to tell you right here, right now in this dark closet, because
just between us.
I've got some real feelings about the Nintendo Switch that I really like. Also, before we get into that, aside from the IRS thing, you call it OLED?
Yeah.
I call it OLED.
I mean, you can call it either of those things.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I heard my boss call it OLED.
No, that's definitely wrong.
That's definitely wrong.
100%.
But you know what? I'm grateful for the gift. I'm very grateful for the awesome Christmas party they threw. It was pretty rad. But here's
my company gives me a gift card every year as a bonus.
Yes, but you get the gift of local celebrity.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You get. But
it's taxed.
The gift that. Yeah, I'm sure.
It is.
I'm really sure.
Like, and at the bottom of the Christmas letter, they say
and all that goes straight to the dome.
And this will be reported to the
that would be great if local celebrity could be taxed, and that's what they used to fund the dome renovation was literally a tax on local celebrity. Here's the thing I wanted to say about the Switch though, and I actually didn't see this coming when I made that decision right there.
Local celebrity tax. Please let that be the name of the episode.
I'm gonna run on. I will raise the local celebrity tax by 5%.
And you know what? That passes with like 99% of the vote.
And like Josh Chuan was like, fuck, I just moved back to Fargo.
Be like, oh no.
God damn it. Here's the thing I didn't expect to feel though. It like when I opened it and went and got some games and started playing it, dude, I had so much fun that I did not expect like to suddenly have. And what it brought up for me was that feeling I had when I was a kid at Christmas time, which was the time when I would get a new video game or a new video game system.
You mentioned the NES that you got.
So I remember, every time I got something, it created a core memory for me. So the original Nintendo, I actually think they just got at a garage sale one day, but I got Super Mario 2 for Christmas, which we actually have on camera of me getting it. And
Ooh.
I distinctly remember every sight and sound of that moment, thinking that's the coolest thing. I remember when I got my Sega Genesis Model 2 for Christmas at my dad's house and played Sonic 2 for like a month straight after that. I remember getting a PlayStation and then getting to go to Best Buy to pick out a game because he was like, I don't know what game you want, right? And getting Final Fantasy VII and a memory card and the memories that came from that. I wasn't ever able to replicate that feeling as an adult. I mean, I just never... obviously I'm getting a Switch now. I'm like the last guy probably on earth to get one. I'm always like the last dude to the party when it comes to game systems as an adult. I find one maybe on sale at a thrift shop, like a PS3, and get it. They go, it's kind of fun, but whatever. Just doesn't, none of the magic comes with it. So it's been a lot of fun to go. I had no expectations that day I was going to go home with a new game system when I woke up in the morning. You know, I just suddenly one plopped in my lap basically, and like almost like Santa putting it there. And you know what I've been playing? Sonic the Hedgehog and Ninja Turtles. That's what I've been playing.
Did you get the
games
Cowabunga collection?
I got the Cowabunga collection. I found the last one they had at Target. And, I'm sorry, Target Boutique.
Yeah.
And went to Rock 30 and got some Sonic games. Nice. And that's what I've been playing. And dude, like I can't put it down. And I like last night I played through Hyperstone Heist on hard mode. And like because it's the games as I remember them with quality of life enhancements. Like, do you remember how if you were to sit down and play Sonic 2 or Turtles in Time, there was no saving.
Nope. In fact, I remember leaving the device on all night long.
You had to,
right? And you just turn the TV off.
So your parents don't. Your parents don't know that it's just on because they'd be pissed that you'd be using the electricity.
Yep.
But like you had to do that, so they became kind of a grind because I have to play through these levels again if I want to play that level. Versus now you can just have the save state, which I'm sure they would have loved to have given us at a certain time. But anyways, that's my spiel on the OLED Nintendo Switch. Latest guy to the party. I'm having a blast with it. I got a ton of suggestions from people.
Were you playing it on your television or were you playing it in Switch mode?
Both. So I've been trying to just get the whole feel of the thing. I'm gonna order some accessories now. I'm gonna get a screen protector for it, and like a case to put it in. I am buying physical copies of games.
Yep.
So I'll keep their cases and kind of keep them on a shelf, but I call them carts. They're not carts. They're SD cards. They're cartridges. I'll be putting the carts in like a little wallet or something like that.
Okay. Did you ever play the South Park games, Stick of Truth?
I've played Stick of Truth. I want to play it again, and I also would love to play Fractured But Whole.
So you can get both of those together on the same cart for very, very, very little money, which is awesome. Okay, here's my pitch on a couple things. So first of all, the virtual console that you can get is awesome. Like I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So Nintendo started making their virtual console.
Okay.
Right? So essentially what it is their Super Nintendo, Nintendo, NES games.
I've been playing those. I've been playing some of those as well. Super Nintendo and Nintendo.
So all three, the whole suite is worth it because of the games that you get with it. Because at first I was like, they'll probably put like B-level stuff on there. It's amazing. They just keep adding and adding and adding to these things. But here's the real skinny. Go to Nintendo.com and they sell replica like Super Nintendo controllers that are wireless that are built from the actual molds that they used. So for example, when I play a game like GoldenEye, my sense memory is not playing it on the Joy-Con controllers.
Right.
It's with that weird triple dildo looking controller that they released with the N64
or triple banana. I mean, I guess we could go with one of those too.
But they are perfect. Like they are so good.
They're what we're used to.
And you can get kind of mock controllers that do a little bit of everything else. But these officially Nintendo licensed ones are awesome, and I love them. You should definitely think about that. Another thing that I immediately would say is get yourself one of the hard carrying cases that they make for it, because the next time you are on a flight or a long car trip where you're not driving, oh brother, you're gonna love it.
I cannot wait for one of those. The thing is that almost every time I'm on a car trip, I am driving. But I'd like to
one day.
One day that'll be awesome. Maybe when you and I finally do our VHS journey jaunt.
You're going to be busy on the VHS journey jaunt.
Well, I mean, not when I'm in the car between spots, meaning cities.
Yeah.
Right, because we'll have to drive between cities.
Yeah, so you're just going to let me... I'm going to listen to musicals nonstop. Actually...
That's fine.
So yesterday...
I would make that deal with you.
Would you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yesterday I punished myself for no reason, and I watched the movie The Polar Express.
Were you like, you're a bad boy?
I must have.
You were like taking a cat of nine tails.
I have not seen The Polar Express since I saw it at the Chicago Film Festival where it had its premiere, and I saw Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis speak.
What gave you the itch to watch it again?
So I've been plowing through Christmas special after Christmas special, like trying to get them all out there. And yesterday I had a whole day to myself. The weather has turned. All of a sudden it became winter in our area. And so I was making soups and I made chili.
Nice.
And today I'm making pot roast. And so I'm making all these things that I can put in the freezer and it'll be ready and amazing. But when you're doing that, you've got a lot of time. So here's one of the beauties that no one's really talking about with modern day streaming services. I can start Ernest Saves Christmas on my phone while I'm chopping vegetables, and then I just hit pause and then walk into my living room and pop it on my television. It is beautiful and brilliant, and I love every moment of it. But so the Polar Express was being pushed to me from 3 different streaming services.
Wow.
And so I said, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh on this movie when it came out. I wasn't. That movie's garbage. And it's the first. Don't forget, it's the first movie that they had mocap that was entirely like that's all they did for the animation in that movie, and it's garbage.
I though will make a prediction right now, like Nostradamus.
Yeah.
In some point in our lifetime, they're gonna make an edition of that movie where they go, okay, at least for the performance. Motion itself and all that stuff, yeah, super wooden, weird looking, is not fun. We've just taken the movie and we've fed it into an AI and said, same kind of shots, but just make it look better than this. Make it not look so shit. And we'll have a version that looks at least like, well, it's an upgrade. The movie itself, the story, so whatever. But they've been able to just take that. That's going to happen. They're going to be AI upgraded releases of movies. That's how they're going to double dip back in, which they're always looking to do.
Will they improve Tom Hanks's performance as like 25 characters?
They probably could. They could probably have him go in and redo some of it.
I wanted to play something for you real quick. So Tom Hanks plays the little boy, hero boy, which is his character's name. He plays the conductor.
Yep.
He plays Santa Claus. And then he plays a hobo who lives on top of the Polar Express, but turns into snow all the time. A hobo.
I threw the hobo one in for him. Like, usually I make a quarter.
Yeah, that one I gave him. And here's the thing. Here's an impression of the hobo. Hey, kid, you didn't want to go to the North Pole? I live on top of this train.
Just because someone is a great actor doesn't mean they can play every character.
Bingo. And certainly not when the voice doesn't change enough between character to character to be like, okay, wait a minute. So are these all brothers?
Yeah, did
great. Santa Claus be like, I'm going to employ you, my younger brother, to be the conductor, but my older brother, he's a hobo now.
Like, if you're like, no, I want to go watch, Daniel Day-Lewis in a movie, sure. But Daniel Day-Lewis with other actors, not Daniel Day-Lewis talking to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right, exactly. Okay, hold on. Wait, I'm listening to it on my phone so I can play it here.
What's happening here?
And so,
you look like a tin prospector with a horn up to his ear.
Like, what's that? I can hear the color in the ground.
What's it? This is Dakota territory.
Okay. Okay, you ready for this? Now, lately Spotify has been suing companies who've been like putting like unauthorized music. So hopefully this coming out of my phone into this, but I want you to listen as well. Okay, here we go. I was planning.
There's no part of me that wants to watch that movie.
Right. I was planning on like, you know what? I should do a half-assed impression of this and do this for the whole. Be like Tucker. I got punched in the throat, and this is how my voice sounds now on the Polar Express.
Yeah, you can tell that an actor's gotten to the point where you can't direct him because the directors are too scared to give him notes, even if you're Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
Or with Robert Zemeckis, he's just like, he's counting money, right? He's doing that Jesus band. I said I'm busy.
Here's what I don't understand. So you take a movie like Polar Express and they're like, okay, we're going to have Tom Hanks play like 4 different characters. Now, I can understand that on your first get-go, right? Because they probably had to build some suits and it was new technology. And they're like, listen, we can't teach this to every actor. So we're going to let you be the one to like do this. What doesn't make sense is he does this again with Disney's A Christmas Carol starring Jim Carrey, where Jim Carrey plays Scrooge, all 3 ghosts, probably some street urchins.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's too much Jim Carrey. It's too much Jim Carrey.
And it's the same voice.
Would Ace Ventura have worked if he was playing multiple characters in the movie?
No. He should not be playing Roger Podacter as well as Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And the character that Tone Loc played.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see the Ice Cube is coming to Fargo?
I did.
Yeah.
To West Fargo.
Yeah, to West Fargo. Right near your place.
My old place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have just opened up the door and listened to the muffled versions of Ice Cube.
That would have been a ton of fun.
Do you think he's going to tell stories from the set of Are You There Yet? Are we there yet?
Like, one can only hope.
Right? I was saying, or 21 Jump Street, or any of the other like movies that he's had a chance to star in over the years.
Yeah, this ice cube only floats in Pepsi. Brought to you by Pepsi.
People were saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to go see Ice Cube. I love Law and Order," and I'm like, "That's Ice-T, you dum-dums!" Like, let's get this thing together.
Who would be the third Ice character after Ice Cube and Ice-T? That just hasn't come on the scene yet.
Vanilla Ice.
Well, no. He's kind of off-brand though. He's like RC.
Exactly. That's why he fits perfectly as the third one.
Oh,
where it's
that's
like
true.
we shoehorned in a trilogy when we should have just left it at 1 and 2.
It's like the 3 different book spines. The third one just doesn't match up right,
Yep, exactly.
right on the shelf.
It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, right? It's like, I don't need to see them in feudal Japan. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Here's the thing. I loved Go Ninja Go.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
did. You know, as a kid.
He's fine on his own. He's fine as being vanilla.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Like, it doesn't need to be something that has that type of appeal. It can just be good to go.
One of my favorite ongoing jokes with Arrested Development was just mentioning the word ice.
Yeah.
What we need is ice. And then I think like the hitman's name is Ice,
Yeah.
or the security, or I forget what character it is.
He's a bounty hunter.
He's a bounty hunter.
Yep.
They just keep bringing up ice in some way. I don't know why I love that one. I think I just love that you can tell the writers are just having fun because it's not an overt joke, but you can recognize that it's happening and it's fun to find ways to put it in.
I recently started rewatching Arrested Development because the show is so good and it's so layered. It rewards you every single time with just noticing things that are in the background.
Yep. I always stop at season 2 though.
Do you? You never even go into season 3?
I mean, I've watched season 3 and I tried the beginning of like the Netflix and I just like, you know what? I it's lost something for me.
You know what's worthwhile is when the Netflix one came out, because of scheduling, they wrote episodes that were just solely around one character, so that they could schedule these people like almost individually rather than like as a group. And they recut. So originally, it was the George Bluth episode, and it was then a Michael episode. They've changed it now where they've actually recut the entire season as a more traditional Arrested Development, and it plays much better.
No kidding.
Yeah, like it's worth your time.
You've sold me
as an Arrested fan.
You've sold me, because
like,
I remember feeling like, what's going on here?
I haven't even watched the last season that they did.
How many seasons have they done?
I think there's 5.
Okay.
I think there's 5 that you can watch.
Okay.
And it also feels weird to see it like a Netflix, Arrested Development.
And we don't
Netflix
have Lucille
original.
anymore, right? Isn't she?
She's gone.
She's gone.
Yeah,
now,
Jessica
no longer with
Walters
us.
is gone.
Yeah.
She was also the voice of Fran, the mother dinosaur in the show Dinosaurs.
That's right.
Just an FYI.
That's
just throwing that one out there. Yeah, because Jeffrey Tambor is still alive, but we've kind of canceled him at this point. Yeah, even is Liza Minnelli still alive? Yeah, she is. She sure is.
Sure.
Liza Minnelli's still around.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah. I think Henry Winkler. Winkler's having a real moment right now.
I would love to see just a spin-off of Henry Winkler and Carl Weathers from Arrested Development, just like a mini series, just like a 4-episode, and with the knowledge that it's not going to turn into a full series. Like, yep, this is just, we're doing this for fun. Wouldn't this be great to see? But it's a flash, right?
I think that, so speaking of Henry Winkler, so it's called an American Carol, I think. Maybe. I think it's something like that. He does a version of A Christmas Carol where he plays Scrooge, but he's like an American industrialist, and it's really good.
Really?
It's well worth your time. And the makeup that they put on him, so they made it in the 80s when he didn't look old already, but the makeup they put him in kind of shadowed what he looks like today, 40 years later. So like they clearly got it right, what he would look like as an old man.
What year was this made?
I'm going to say, hold on. Let me ask the internet, okay? Because the internet is really good at this kind of stuff. Henry Winkler. Now, this is what comes up when you, like in my Google. Henry Winkler, American actor and comedian, which is the Wikipedia page. Henry Winkler age, Henry Winkler net worth.
Oh my God, skip.
Henry Winkler
Skip,
Christmas
forward.
movie. Henry Winkler movies and TV shows. Henry Winkler wife.
Are you a boomer?
Now, here's the thing.
Skip forward.
I want like another idea for an episode title is Henry Winkler wife. Okay. Here we go. And it's not the most wonderful time of the year. That's what they're really pushing. An American Christmas Carol is what it's called. And it is from 1979.
Ooh, okay.
In an American town, an old bitter miser is given a ghostly chance at redemption on Christmas Eve.
Huh.
Try to see if there's anyone else in here.
Yeah, who
that's
plays the
worth noticing.
ghosts? Anyone of note?
Well, let's see. Okay, hold on. Wait. Brett Matthew Davidson plays Orphan. Christopher Crabb plays Tim.
Skip forward. Skip forward. Let me just read from the top.
I don't see anyone like being. They must give them names because I don't see anyone being credited as like Ghost of Christmas Past.
That's crazy. I mean, the ghosts are the whole reason why you want to make that in the first place, I think. And I also think that A Christmas Carol can fit, like if you wanted to do like shelves that kind of cross over in genre. You could say it's both a Christmas movie and kind of a macabre horror in some way, because there's death and ghosts and things like that. There just has a positive message at the end, and it's happening at Christmas time. But like the ghost of his partner, is it Cratchit?
No, Cratchit is his employee, Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, thank you.
That's
the singer,
Jacob
Marley. We're smart.
Yeah. In the Muppets Christmas Carol, it's Jacob and Robert Marley, who would end up being Bob Marley technically, but Everton's Irie. Yeah, I think, and that's the fun. So you watch the movie, and we have a whole episode dedicated to A Christmas Carol, so we don't have to go deep. But like, I watched Scrooge yesterday, and having his old business partner in his golf clothes because he died while golfing, and played by Lou Hayward. Like, it's a great little moment, right? Like, it's great.
Yep, absolutely.
Tucker, let me ask you a question when it comes to holiday treats and eats and things like that. Is there a favorite holiday food that you like?
Gosh.
I mean, there's got to be something, right?
I mean, I'm always in the mood for pumpkin pie.
Okay.
And so pumpkin pie happens around this time of year all the time. I'm a sucker for ginger snaps.
Sure. Oh,
my
really?
Goodness. Am I for just gingerbread cookie in general? Oh my, any shape or form kind that you make. Yes, please. I would say probably those two things.
So
I mean,
you're a sweets guy.
Absolutely. I have such an insane sweet tooth. It is not good.
It's all right.
Oh man.
You just got to temper it with the right amount of milk.
That's part of my grandfather, because my grandpa on my mom's side, everyone knew was just a chocolate-aholic, and he always kept a hidden stash of candy bars all over the place. Butterfinger was his main one.
Do you remember great Christmas commercials from yesteryear? Because this ties directly into what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So the Honey Nut Cheerios, where it's Ebenezer Scrooge, and then the bee is like, it's honey and nuts. Did you say honey and nuts? The Flintstones Fruity Pebbles had a great Christmas. The Carol of Bells with the chocolate kisses. I mean, they're just iconic Christmas commercials. I have one I'd like to pitch, which is, the United States is dealing with an epidemic right now of type 2 diabetes. And it's Santa Claus, and the kids interrupt Santa Claus, and they're chubby, portly little kids. And he's putting like gifts in their stockings, and they're like, Santa, what'd you bring us? And he goes, I've brought you the Novolog insulin pen. And Santa Claus explains that because of his lifestyle and all the sweets that he eats, he has to give himself an injection every single day from an insulin pen. And the kids are like, oh, okay, Santa. And like, he goes up and he gets in the sleigh, and the kids watch him take away. But like, the sleigh, after it gets off the roof, like gets dangerously close to hitting the ground before the reindeer, who are clearly working as hard as they can to get Santa Claus going.
I'm picturing like the lawyers at the cookie lobbyist firm watching this on TV and then calling up the insulin lobby, like, the fuck are you guys doing? This is our year. This is our time of year. Back off.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. He's not saying to change anything about their lifestyle. He's just saying, like, here you go. Here's an insulin pen. You can live with it. Eat all the cookies you want. Just do extra clicks, more doses.
Wouldn't it be great if they, if holiday commercials had to give warnings at the bottom, just like medicine or gambling addiction, like please eat ginger snaps in moderation.
Right. So it's like. Sugar is the cause of diabetes, and if you eat diabetes, you can get rid of it. So please, act responsibly. If you don't think you can handle, call 1-800-SANTA is right. Blah, blah.
1-800-SANTA is right. That's the podcast title.
That's going to wrap it up for today's show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help us continue to produce new episodes each week, visit jjmeetsworld.com, where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some swag at the merch shop, or follow our link to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all the sites the cool kids are using these days. JJ Meets World is produced every week by Tucker Lucas. You can find out more about Tucker's work by visiting moonbasemaria.com. If you want to get in touch with your host with the most, check out linebenders.com, where you can find direct contact info for JJ or booking information.
I also had another one where all the Christmas cookies give you diarrhea, and Santa Claus brings you, this is really good for your bum bum.